Hey everyone, Chris here and welcome back to Plane Accident. We're continuing on in the campaign and checking out the Goldberg case here. A plane has crashed on the reservation near Carltown. A Beechcraft Sundowner C-23 light aircraft has crashed. The weather conditions were ideal. The pilot, Alfred Goldberg, did not survive. The body has been secured by the appropriate services to discover the cause of the crash. Oh man, so this is kind of maybe our first one that there was a real victim here. Not to say that Crazy Fred wasn't, but he seemed like he made it out okay after everything last time. So kind of maybe another farm type thing. I guess that's probably where most of the stuff actually kind of would happen. Ooh, that's kind of nice. We could sort of see the stars. I mean, yeah, we're kind of in the countryside, so no light pollution or anything like that. That's kind of nice. Okay, let's check out the area, see where the plane landed down. I'm assuming maybe somewhere over here in the back. This one's pretty nice, so it's very dense kind of forest stuff here. A little cabin sort of thing there. Gosh, where's that plane? Let me just check over here really quickly. Is this oh, that's a road. Okay, not very important to the plane case here. Let's see, let's just kind of follow this path for a bit here. But man, that means he crashed down deep in the forest. Yeah, this is actually kind of nice. Got a little lake, waterfall thing there. And then, oh yeah, there's the plane wreckage there. I get the feeling we're going to have quite a bit of witnesses here, right? There's lots of houses. There's like this little, I don't know what we'd call this, bungalow sort of thing, but man, we're kind of giant, right? I don't know. I feel like we're very large compared to those chairs there. Okay, but we officially found the wreckage. So it came from over there. Yeah, there's already some pieces. Man, he crashed down pretty hard through those trees. It did say the conditions were ideal as far as weather goes, but you never know. Okay, no fire this time, so that's kind of good. But it seems like EMS might have already been here, right? Oh, I spoke too soon. This one's sparking up again. Oh, okay. Let's put out that fire. Oh, that's kind of wild. Okay. I feel like I should do maybe more than that. Maybe the EMS or firefighters should have disconnected the battery. I don't know if that's how it works on planes, but you know, something a little safer. All right, standard procedure here. Gotta secure evidence over around here. So chair. I think that was maybe the door, right? Yep. Got the propeller here, and it seems like the whole propeller, right? Yep. What else do we got here? Another chair. And now I guess we kind of just follow it back. We'll probably have to use the drone in a bit. But this one seems a little bit more straightforward. At least a little bit. Why is there a washer? Is that part of the evidence? I felt a little click there for like half a second. Okay, maybe that's not evidence. It's kind of letting me, but not really. So we'll kind of move on from that for right now. Ooh, there's a chunk over there. How fast was this guy going? I can't wait to hear the black box, if he has one. Seems like every single one's a little bit different. But if I'm guessing something... Oh wait, no, they said the weather was ideal. Because based on the tools we kind of saw last time, seems like there was an option about ice on the plane. But again, if the weather conditions were pretty well, I don't know if that would have been a big factor. Okay, I'm still missing about 2 pieces, so how about we bring out that drone? Do the initial map scan. Oh, hey, this one's actually doing a little bit more of an animation. It's actually kind of going over the map. Alright, let's scan for some parts. I don't know if I have to do zone 1, but sure, why not? Because that's kind of more of the houses. I don't know if pieces would have really gone flying there. Okay, maybe 1. Maybe I should just do all 4 and kind of see what happens. Alright, so all zones are scanned. We got something like right ahead of us, actually. I still think it's this washer dryer thing, but it's not really. Let me click on it. It kind of pops up there. I'm clicking like crazy and nothing's happening, so maybe that's not an actual thing. Yeah, I think that's just junk is what the game's trying to tell me. Okay, let's check more over here. You know, by the actual plane. A little bit to the left. A little bit more. Still like, what, 2 pieces here? There's something. I just do not know what. Oh, there's something inside. Okay, there's like a flask. Ooh. Okay, so that's what I was missing. And then we also got the steering. Okay. So everything was there. Now we just have to photograph the actual plane itself. Let's see. I didn't even get a really good look at it, but man, that really tore apart the front end there. That's kind of strange about the steering, right? I don't know. Maybe the guy was gripping it so hard it kind of, you know, ripped out. I think that's going to be a big clue there, the little flask. I don't know if we'll get like a toxicology report from the person themselves. Is this the propeller? Yep. And then we got the last photo way over here. Alright, now to call Mr. Wolf and head back to the warehouse. It'd be kind of nice to see them, you know, disassemble the plane, because I don't know how he's getting it out of here in that little van. I feel it should be like a, you know, a couple flatbeds or something. You know, some 18-wheelers. You know, just something a little bit bigger. But hey, let's not question it too much. Now for more of the investigative parts here. There's always a substance, right? Last time was some pills that turned out to be aspirin. Oh yeah, but that straight up says whiskey bottle. Do we even have to really send that off? I feel like we sort of wouldn't. Let's take a quick look at the plane here now that we kind of got it propped up. So there's 4 seats in total. Missing the little hatch there. Back of the plane seems okay. I think we did break off a good chunk of the... Yeah, the entire left wing actually, yeah. Oh, maybe that's where they hit first. That thing's bent to heck and back. And this was actually a little bit more open over there. I guess they closed it up as they were transporting it. Alright, let's look at the documents here. So, place of incident, Carltown area. Type of aircraft, Beechcraft. Or Bleachcraft? That's kind of funny. So it was going to New York, Mount Mary. And just 1 passenger, and he was an unfortunate victim of the crash. So a description of event. Industrialist Benjamin Goldberg boarded his light aircraft in a hurry and took off in the direction of Mount Mary. The weather conditions were ideal, the pilot did not report any malfunctions, the machine suddenly lost altitude and crashed on the territory of the Blue Creek Forest Reservation. I wonder if that hurry part is a big factor here. Alright, pilot log. Quite the number here, weather okay. No rainfall, a little bit cloudy. I think that was already 75 minutes in the flight. New York, Boston, New York flight. Oh, it started getting rainy. Wait, when was the... wrong button there. When was the flight itself? I didn't check all that, so hold on. We'll be right back there. I don't think it says the date. I mean, I have to assume the kind of latest one is the day of the crash. Maybe. I don't know if these are logs they do right before flight. Or maybe after, right? Because it says like flight duration. Ooh, okay. So, had a little bit of an engine problem on the 18th of August. Called the mechanic Paul. So we got his number. We'll give him a call shortly. Another flight to New York, Sullivan Hills. Aircraft seemed fine. Everything okay from then on. Alright. Let's check out the logs there. See what that mechanic did. Because he did mention the plane had a little bit of a thing. As far as the engine goes. So replace some components, fluids, air, and fuel filters. Replace tires. Seems like pretty standard. I think this was more of a legit flight rather than just some kind of farmer doing his random thing. Servicing an aerotech. Changes the fuel line, body control system, hydraulic system in the right side of the body. More fluids, cockpit heating system. Okay. Propeller replacement, excess mileage. Replacement of steering lines in the left wing. Okay, that might be kind of important, right? Because the left side was more damaged. Same thing with the propeller. Tires, right window, rest of the components were good. And placement of ailerons in both wings. Altimeter, conservation of the yoke? Or conversion maybe? I don't know. So yeah, it seems like everything was mostly fine. Alright, any witness testimonies nearby? Okay, sheriff, ooh. Well, tragedies happened. Not much is left of the man. I managed to find out that the people who saw the accident were Helen and Old Bill. Go and ask them, maybe they'll tell you something more. Okay, got their numbers. Now for the doctor. The cause of the pilot's death were numerous internal injuries caused by the aircraft crashing into the ground. I've excluded the participation of third parties. It's good that such tragedies seldom occur in the area. Alright, this is assistant. I don't know if this is assistant to Paul or Goldberg guy. But my god, what a tragedy. He had found out that Margaret, that his wife, had gone to their house in the mountains, not alone but with a lover. He wanted to catch them red-handed. I brought him to the airport, he got into the aircraft, and the mechanic Paul was responsible for the aircraft. Maybe he will know something more about it. Another person worth asking is Mrs. Goldberg. I don't believe this to be an ordinary accident. Okay, that opens up quite the number of possibilities. Maybe Goldberg or Mr. Goldberg kind of got drunk, was in a heat of the moment type thing, trying to do something bad, and then, you know, just kind of got out of control because of the alcohol. But either way, he could have been definitely stressed out knowing that his lover was like with someone else. Right, let's put a couple pieces of evidence here. So that's assistant. Oh, but he thinks it's more of a murder from the wife or her lover. I don't know if I'll go there quite yet. Let's call some of those witnesses. Gosh, we have quite the list here. Oh man, okay, hold on. I kind of scrolled down when I shouldn't have. Let's pick that back up. Uh-oh, did I break it? Oh, I click on their name. There we go. Okay, let's start off with the mechanic. I've been working with aircrafts for almost 20 years. 7 to 8 of them have been with the Goldbergs. When I do things, it's always top notch. I never allow myself any scripts. You can check it by making a scan. I mean, he seems pretty knowledgeable. I don't necessarily doubt him. Let's check Helen first. She's kind of one of the witnesses around the area. I was driving with my kids and I saw a falling plane. It was flying in a slanted way as if it had trouble staying in the air. Okay, yeah, maybe steering. Up next we got Old Bill. It looks like a clay person. Oh man, I was coming out to throw some grain to them chickens, and here I see this big old plane going right down. Black smoke coming out of its tail. Must have been some engine malfunction. I mean, I know, back in Vietnam I served in the Air Force. Okay. The actual investigation on the ground wasn't that long, but this investigation here is taking quite a bit longer, and no response from Dr. Quinsby. I guess we left a message? Sure, I don't know if we're actually doing something. Can I get a toxicology on him? Was there alcohol in his system? Maybe we'll do that later. Nothing from Mrs. Goldberg. And same thing from the assistant, but maybe we'll have to call him in a bit as we do a little bit more stuff. Let's check out these photos that we took. So, propeller doesn't really add anything. Same thing with the main plane crash. That there either. Yeah, alcohol. Might have been drunk. Nothing there. And the aileron is far from the wreckage, so maybe that fell off first. This one's actually kind of a juicy story here. So mechanic Paul, is this Mrs. Goldberg? No, that's Helen. Yeah, aileron. Old Bill, he was saying the engine thing. And then whiskey. Oh my goodness, we have lots of stuff here on this board. This one's a little bit more complex. And then the top left, I think those bars kind of represent what's a little bit more likely, at least based off the information we have right now. So murder is the least likely, maybe alcohol, but definitely engine or steering are kind of the highest chance right now. Should I assemble the aircraft? Maybe I have choices here. Hold on, let's start off with the initial scan. Why do we have this one here? Is this like a second plane? I don't know. I'm not gonna question it. Alright, but let's start off with a little scan first. Can I? I think I have to assemble it. Yep, okay. Let's grab that power drill then. Let's do that. We don't have any special tools this time. But, I think we're supposed to send some stuff, right? Like the engine. So maybe we should take that apart, send it off for examination possibly. Not really sure what the order is that we're supposed to be doing here. Let's pack that up maybe. No? Okay, not gonna lie, a little confused here. Let's check out the whiskey. Okay, we could send that off. Do we really have to send that to the lab? I guess we have to be professional and have everything really well documented here. Alright, that's off. And then... can I send the engine now? It's letting me... okay, not the engine yet. Okay, so I think we do have to kind of build the plane first to scan it. Let's try that out. I mean, it's at the top of the list, right? So I guess that makes a little bit more sense. Let's put that propeller. Yep. Got a little hatch for over here, I guess. I don't think I can put the flap until the wing's on there. Let's do some of that. Gosh, if only these batteries would last a little bit longer. Alright, let's put that flap on. Or at least try to. I think I have to be on the other side. Yep. The aileron, which might have been a big thing, because, yeah, look at that wing. That thing is just bent to, like, straight up, essentially. Alright, now for the seats. Second one there. And just 2 more pieces. So let's start with the yoke, obviously, because that's going to go more inside. Come on. I'm trying to cheese it through the wing there. And now for the door. Okay, that's nice and assembled, so I think now we can do this scan. Get the battery away. Do that. And let's see what it says. So, scan of surface. Again, that mechanic seemed like he knew what he was doing. It wasn't like the crazy Fred doing random stuff himself. Yep, showed no damages. Let's discuss that with mechanic Paul. So yeah, his story kind of checks out. I guess we didn't actually have to call him. Didn't really give us more information there. Okay, so now I think we have to disassemble and take the engine and the aileron out and send those off. Let's go ahead and do that really quickly. How much do I have to take off here? I have to do a decent chunk, actually. Yeah, nothing too crazy, though. Let's grab that engine. We put that in the box now? Yes, we can. Okay, so I was just doing stuff kind of out of order. And I guess this guy here is kind of waiting for everything to go at once. Now for the aileron, which I think is this little flap there. Let's pack her up and should be getting that email very shortly. Alright, let's send her off. And now we have to talk to more of the witnesses. Receive box and email in a bit. And more boxes and more emails. Okay, let's call those witnesses again. Oh, so now we could talk to the mechanic. I told you the plane was functional. The plane's last review was at Aerotech. Mrs. Goldberg brought the plane back by herself. Is the wife a pilot? Of course, it was her who usually flew the plane into the mountains. Oh, that's kind of weird. So she goes to her lover and then she's the last person who brought it for repairs or something? Oh, that's kind of strange. Okay, we got Aerotech's number over here. Aerotech, can I help you? Did we take care of Goldberg's plane? Yes, as far as I can remember, Mrs. Goldberg brought it here personally about a year ago. It all looked good in the papers. Maybe Jim, who conducted the inspection, will be able to tell you something more. Unfortunately, he's not at work today, but try to contact him at his cell phone. Oh, this one goes really deep. So he's not answering, so we're gonna have to call him in a bit. Mrs. Goldberg. Ah, here we go. Oh well, a violent life and a violent death. That's not very nice to say about him. He was always a ticking time bomb. I never knew when he would explode and start another fight. I had wanted to break it for a long time, but my husband didn't want to give me a divorce. How did we meet? Ironically, many years ago we met in an aero club. Okay, so the pilot thing checks out, but yeah, they did definitely have some marital issues. Let's check the assistant. Things had been sour between the Goldbergs for a long time. She wanted a divorce and he would say it would only be over his dead body. Well, we're kind of already there, right? It was about their common property, $1 million. For some time, Mrs. Goldberg would take the plane and live for some peace and quiet in the mountains. It's very suspicious that this time she did not take the plane. Oh, so it could have been a bit of a setup. Gosh, that's kind of crazy. Okay, I don't think I'm gonna get much more information from these people quite yet. The boxes should be here. Do I have to grab all three? I think I might. Can they just put in one extra large box? Oh, maybe they did. I don't know how we maybe fit an engine in there. Oh no, that's just the whiskey bottle, or alleged whiskey bottle. Oh, what if it was poisoned? Oh, that'd be wild. Okay, let's put that there. Wife is a pilot too. Gosh, I hear you. I hear you. Aerotech, and then the wife. So that's maybe murder. That's coming up a little bit higher. Hold on, let's grab the engine and aileron. Okay, there's the last piece. Okay, I think we're pretty close to solving this now. Let's check those emails. So let's start off the chemical lab. Having conducted the analysis, we confirmed that there's a 15-year-old Scotch whiskey inside. Okay, so it was just straight up whiskey in there. Let's go ahead and check the engine thing. Having conducted a series of tests, we found no technical malfunctions during the crash. The engine was operational. Okay, so that was fine. And now for the aileron. We've checked the aileron, and the preliminary analysis shows that the aileron could have fallen off before hitting the ground. We suspect it to be the fault of the applied mounting screws. We recommend a further examination of the screws. Oh, what if this is a murder mystery? Right, what if the wife had that mechanic undo the screws or not tighten them all the way? Oh, that's kind of crazy. So engine was fine, so that's probably a no. I guess we'll knock that off. The murder is still a pretty big possibility, actually, depending on what happened with the Aerotech. What else do we got here? So aileron, and then I think we have to call the doctor. Let's see, Dr. Quinsby. Was there whiskey in the hit flask? I recommend a blood test to check whether Goldberg was piloting under the influence of alcohol. Okay, we gotta order that. Not sure how necessarily. Oh, maybe in the laptop here, probably in the outbox, right? Yep, ordering that blood test. Alright, let's go and screw those screws. Let's grab that drill. Oh, there's like a disassembly thing. Okay, so we might go a little bit more in depth. Just the aileron, right? So do we grab that? Yep, bring it over here. And what do we do? I have no clue. Do we just use the power tool still? Oh, we already got the screws off. Alright. I thought it was going to be like a car mechanic simulator where you just click each screw or something. Wait, what happened to the screws? Did I not pick them up? Are they in a little box here? Am I not seeing them? Oh, they're in a little baggie. Ah, there we go. Not sure how that would actually work. Like, what are they gonna detect from the screws kind of separate there, you know? I would have imagined if we sent the whole aileron, which we kind of already did, obviously. Huh. Interesting. This is quite the mystery here. Okay, let's call some more witnesses again. Nothing from Goldberg. Nothing from the assistant. What about the mechanic? Oh, okay, he finally picked up. Hello? Yeah, I was the one that made the last inspection. Well, I mean, in general, it was all good. The aileron didn't touch it. If it was replaced, it must have been done earlier and not in our place. Mrs. Goldberg, the blonde one, pretty hot for her age, by the way. Did I talk to her? Nah, I'm kind of shy with women. Ooh, so that might have been changed kind of beforehand. Okay, let's see what Mrs. Goldberg has to say about that. I'd wanted to leave him for a long time, but he wouldn't grant me a divorce. It would have been too shameful for him. Why didn't I take the plane to the mountains that day? I took the car and visited my lawyer on the way in order to file the divorce anyway. You can check it. Do you suggest that's me who caused the accident? That's ludicrous. Yeah, that's a pretty strange alibi. Like, he's kind of said he'll only divorce in case he's dead, essentially, and then you just happen to go to your lawyer to file a divorce that same day? That's extremely, extremely odd. Okay, I did see the lawyer in there, but let's check those reports. Morgue. So the blood test of the deceased man indicated an alcohol level of 0 promille. The pilot was sober. Okay, so alcohol had no play in it whatsoever. Let's mark that off, I think, or I don't know. It's not really checking it off, but maybe we have to put a couple more stuff there. Yeah, that was a very strange alibi. Let's mark that off. And then we did get the box over here. Again, I have no idea what they're going to really say about the bolts. We haven't found anything about steering problems, so I'm kind of leaning towards murder here. That seems very, very likely. Just too many coincidences that, like, no one had touched the aileron, or at least not the approved mechanics. They suddenly glossed over it, and then she has an alibi of filing for divorce that same day. Ooh, the delivered screws had been made from poor quality steel and had no required attestations. Such screws should never be used in aircraft where all the parts must endure exceptionally difficult operating conditions. Oh, so those screws were not up to code. So that's a really, really bad thing. Again, maybe it was an accident, but with everything going on here, I'm kind of leaning towards murder. Let's see, do we got any more information from mechanics or anything? Nothing from the lawyer. How do I check the aileron service? Ah, technical logs probably, right? So October 24th, 2019, servicing in Flycraft. Oh, that's a different company. Replacement of ailerons in both wings, fixing the altimeter, conservation of the yoke, all position and signal lights. After the replacements, the aircraft underwent a review and at present requires no further conservation. Yeah, so they kind of randomly sent it to a third repair service. Yeah, that's a little strange. I think we're going to find out here that maybe it came from Mrs. Goldberg. Let's see. Goldberg's plane inspection. Please give me a moment, I'll check. The plane was brought by Mr. Goldberg personally. It was about 3 years ago. We made the inspection and replaced the aileron among other things. Young Tom was taking care of it. I'll give you his phone number and maybe he'll be able to tell you something more. Okay, that kind of undid everything I was thinking here. Maybe he just wasn't that good at the mechanic stuff, you know? Alright, we finally got the lawyer on the line. I can confirm on this feral day, Mrs. Goldberg had arrived at my office and we took care of her divorce papers. The proof, if there's a need, I can provide the monitoring footage from the office's reception hall. Okay, so I guess her alibi kind of lines up. Okay, young Tom finally answered. Goldberg's plane, I remember it well. This Goldberg guy kept on screaming that he wanted it all to go faster. An exceptionally unpleasant character. If I wasn't at work, I'd punch his face in. The aileron, yes, I replaced it. The problem with the screws, I've got no idea. I ordered the screws at All Stuff Inc. Yeah, I can send the order. Oh, I got some cruddy screws or something going on. Okay, now it's kind of leaning more towards just a honest mistake. All right, let's place that on the board. Cause yeah, alibi seems okay. It's still so strange, but it might have just been an honest accident, or I guess negligence in this case. So, dear Tom from Flycraft, we received your order for the universal screws. Oh man, the expected delivery time is 4 days. Thank you for shopping at All Stuff Inc. With kind regards, Liu Cheng. So he just bought some really cheap screws that weren't appropriate for the plane. And then I guess this is an email we sent to All Stuff. Have you sold screws to Flycraft in the past? I have the test results attached so that the bolts do not have the required approvals. I'd be grateful for an explanation. Okay, I think we're solving it right here. We have indeed sold such screws, but it was clearly stated in the advertisement that they had no attestation since they are a collector's item. I'm attaching the screen from our shop as proof. Okay, so Tom kind of messed up by buying some cheap screws that weren't approved for aircraft. That's what it's gonna be. So yeah, hopefully just an unfortunate accident, but dang. Oh, I knew it would come back to bite us, these screws. Goldberg kept screaming that he was in a hurry and that he had to have the plane ready at that moment. Unfortunately, there were no aileron screws anywhere, missing stalks. I was sick and tired of that guy, and the fact that he kept screaming at me. I wanted him off my back, so I ordered replacement screws on the internet. They said they were no different from the originals. I was young and stupid. I definitely wouldn't do that now, believe me. So is he kind of at fault? I mean, kind of, yeah, because he didn't do his due diligence on reading into the listing. So yeah, it wasn't her, unfortunately. That'd have been really interesting. I was kind of leaning towards that. There was a lot of things kind of pointing to it. Because I was kind of thinking the lawyer and her kind of, you know, work together. What if he was a lover, right? But, it was young Tom making a bad order. So Helen saw a plane flying in a slanted manner, which had lost controllability. This caused the aileron, which got detached from the wing. This was caused by a fracture in the bolts fastening the aileron. The bolts did not have the right attestation. They shouldn't have been used in aircraft. Young Tom, the mechanic who had used uncertified bolts in order to fulfill Goldberg's unrealistic expectations as quickly as possible. This rush turned out to have fatal consequences. Yeah, they tried to go kind of cheap and quick, and look what happened. Young Tom has been accused of dereliction of duty and negligent homicide. Wow. And it might be facing up to 8 years in prison. The interesting thing is that Mrs. Goldberg had paid for Tom's attorney from her own resources. She claims that her husband was a raging nutcase who would force others to obey him, so it wasn't the boy's fault that he wanted to fulfill Goldberg's absurd demands as quickly as possible. But I mean, at that point, you just tell him like, hey, get the heck out of my shop and don't come back. As far as Mrs. Goldberg, she inherited all the family's fortune after her husband's death. She decided to permanently move to the mountains and settle down with a new partner. She hired her attorney to run the company. Still some kind of weird stuff going on there, but I guess it all kind of worked out, sort of. The assistant was immediately fired by Mrs. Goldberg due to baseless accusations. The boy did not receive positive letters of recommendation and has been having trouble finding work for a while now. Yeah, because he's the one that kind of pointed everything towards murder, but even he kind of understood. They kind of both fought quite a bit there. Nothing has really changed for the people living there, but they'll definitely remember that crash. Alright, so I think for this series we might kind of just do one mission at a time. That way we could really digest it and kind of process it. We did unlock the next one. Oh, I did not mean to click on that, but it was something Desert de la Muerte. But I think we'll save this one for next time. So yeah, like always, thanks for watching and see you next time.